Hi everyone, hope you well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bittorrent right now. Tickers BTT versus USDT. You can see that the market's having a correction. We can't shy away from that at the moment. So I'm just making this update for you to reassure you that it's perfectly normal. Okay. Once again, thank you for your continued support. Thank you for the support and the comments across the channel here on and your membership in the Telegram group there, and everything you do to contribute towards the growth of CoinsKid here. It's amazing. Thank you. It's all good. So right now you can see if you zoom out, if ever in doubt, zoom out. Okay, and that's what I always say. This is a long game. Okay, people get a little bit sort of impatient, thinking that things are going to go to the moon overnight, and you've got to understand that Bittorrent here is appreciated so much, and it is going through these levels of consolidation. And just like I said to you, we do have this price prediction up here based off this retracement that we've got going on, and a fib extension there. So it's all good, but you are going to sort of go sideways, go through these levels of consolidations, have these corrections up and down and stuff like that. And I've always been transparent with you, the fact that if you do start to break down, okay, and especially on the daily time frame, if you do start to break down and start to lose the yellow line there, you start to fall through that, and then eventually if you do lose the red line, which is the 55 EMA on the daily time frame there, then that is a really big signal. Okay, not necessarily to as factual, but it's a bit of a signal to sort of sell and go to the beach, so to speak, because you only have to look at past performance, not necessarily to guarantee future results, but when you see when it sort of loses level of support, i.e. when it did there, okay, way back in September last year when Bitcoin had that major correction before it started its bull run, just sort of one last spring back before it marched up. How drastic the correction can actually be, and that particular correction from that high down to there was around 46%. So what you've done here, and I think I outlined it in yesterday's video here, is that you've already gone through a whopping correction just there. Okay, you've already corrected 48%, and that's perfectly normal. Okay, in a bull market you do see that, and that's how volatile crypto is. It's amazing. It's so volatile. It's very exciting, one day to the next. Okay. But what I also want to reassure you of is that you could actually fall lower and still be in a bull market and still be on an uptrend. You could actually fall all the way down to here to the 0.618 and still be in a bull market. So again, just stipulate, if you was to ever start losing this red line, okay, you're starting to come down just like we've just shown you just there, you start to lose the red line as you do there and you're falling through it, then that's when you enter that downtrend and that sort of mini bear market. But please remember, we are in a bull market, okay, and all the signals are saying that this bull market is going to continue. There's a lot of liquidity in the world at the moment, so long may it continue, but no one's got a crystal ball. Okay, I'm just making this video. I always make these videos to show levels of support and levels of resistance. That's always been my goal in this game, okay, because there's a lot of people that are coming into the space that don't really know what's going on, and they're sort of buying things and putting their life savings in things, and hopefully I can just bring a level of support to you guys that are interested. So at the minute, just to reassure you that it's just sort of coming down, correcting, and you are still above this yellow line, which is the 20 EMA on the daily time frame here, and it's perfectly healthy. And we've already outlined this price prediction there that we've got for BTT after this long drawn out level of consolidation that it's sort of experiencing now. And you know what, these dips are for buying. Okay, they are. I always say that buy the dips, and they are for buying. And that's sort of, if you're not sort of involved in these projects and you've been sitting on the sidelines, and these dips are fantastic entry opportunities to sort of sit and accumulate and go long on these particular projects. But yeah, you can never shy away from the fact that Bittorrent has gone up so much. Okay, it only takes a bit of common sense to look at that and say, well, yeah, it was very overextended. It needs to roll over and sort of go sideways a bit, just like it did here. Really overextended. Okay, and it's one thing that I do tell all the subscribers: when you do see the verticalness of price action like that, you do get the rollover, and always look to get involved when it backtests support. Okay, so yeah, I mean, in the future, like I've said to you, you're forming these waveforms. Okay, wave, and eventually this wave that we're going through here, look back and it'll be a sort of wave like that before we take this next leg up after a long drawn out boring level of consolidation. And unfortunately, that's how crypto gets. It's amazing when it's going up, and it's pretty scary when it's going down. But as long as you're adhering to support levels, then it's all great, it's all golden. So zooming in right now on the 4 hourly time frame, I'm just going to get rid of this at the moment. No, I'll keep that because that's your retracing moment. Because what you're doing at the moment, actually on the 4 hourly, on the daily time frame, if you didn't watch yesterday's video, I'll just outline it and explain it to you quick. You've gone up in a massive impulsive wave. I mean, look at that. That's a mega impulsive wave. Do you see that from this previous swing low there? So what you've done, you've gone up in that swing high, you formed a swing low, you found a base, and then you've formed a massive mega mega impulsive wave. I mean, the size of that wave from that bottom to the top was 3x, almost a 4x, okay, over a month. So you've got to step back and think, well, that's very overextended. We're just coming down, touching base with all these support levels before we march on again. So, and that's effectively what it's doing. So as long as you can hold these support levels, you're golden. But what I'm going to do is just zoom in on the hourly time frame and see if we can see any little sort of trades in and out. Because what you have got, okay, is the potential to sort of make little trades in and out whilst it's doing this sort of boringness and going sideways, and it's basically called chop, okay. So what you've got, if you've got this level of resistance right now, a level of support, sorry, I do apologise, which is the 0, I'm going to move this over a bit so I can see it better. So obviously we've got this level here of support. You can see that it's come back down and it's bounced off and it's finding a really key level of support. If it was to start losing that level of support, then I would anticipate that it come down to here, and it would look quite bad on the 4 hourly time frame, okay. But if it did start to lose that support and come down to here, then you would sort of be invalidating this sort of recovery that we've got going on at the moment. And hopefully, you know, we've sort of made a reversal here, and we start to march on and start to make these higher lows as we do march on and find a level of support, and it's all golden for a full recovery for BTT and get to that previous all-time high, well, the all-time high, rather quickly, because this is a beautiful reversal pattern that we've got going on here, okay. This W bottom, do you see this? And effectively, if this does come back up now like this, I'll show you what we've got going on just here. So from this pattern here, you've got this sort of thing here going on, and you've effectively got an inverse head and shoulders on the go there. Do you see that? So if this potential pattern can start to form now, where this gets supported off this base, doesn't make a lower low than that, because if you do start making a lower than that, you're still in a downtrend. Do you see that? So it's providing you can make these higher lows, okay, so come back up into this sort of resistance line now, break above it, and continue to make higher lows. You have got a breakout target from there, and an inverse head and shoulder breakout targets from the neckline down to the bottom there, and that would see you pump up, and that would be a nice little trade. So do keep an eye on this particular resistance line that we've got going on for BTT right now, okay, because that's forming a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders, and I've already explained to you what that particular pattern is, where it comes down, it makes a low, then it makes another low, okay, but then it fails to make a lower low. So you can just see that the trend is reversing. Do you see that? So what you need to do is not lose that particular level right now for BTT, because if you start to lose this low here, which is currently, and I'll drop it in for you, if you was to see a larger correction and lose that low, then you're looking at a major reversal, and potentially, just like I said to you, you know, you are going to sort of come down and start to retrace off this level here, where I would expect to see a high level of support, because that's a really fundamental, rock solid level of support in any retracement. And again, if you start to lose a 0.618, we've already outlined that you're looking at a rollover, and you probably drag the EMAs, and it's just a massive correction on the grand scheme of things, and that in itself is a precursor to entering a bear market. Okay, so I'll always keep you updated, and I'll always be transparent with you in this channel, okay, and always tell you how I see it. But what you've got right now, can't afford to lose this low, okay. Do not lose that lower low, because you'll stop making lower lows, and again pushing down to the 0.50, which you know you need that to step in and save you, because if not, then you're looking at that, and then it potentially roll over bear market. But nowhere near that at the moment, nowhere near that. I want to reassure you, you're looking healthy, okay? Okay, you're under resistance, you're under the EMAs, but you're still making high lows, okay? Get supported here, start to march on. If you do take out that level of resistance right now, and obviously this will change, okay, because it's conforming to some kind of descending trend line just there. So that has obviously changed with time. So if you do draw this into your charts, okay, and always get as many touches in your trend lines as you can. If you do draw that into your charts, keep an eye on it, because if it breaks that, you've got that mega pump to the upside that we've just targeted there for BTT, and it is, I didn't even put it in, did I? So it's roughly something like that, and that would take you up to sort of that sort of level there, okay, dependent on where you break out, obviously, this level of resistance. But that could, in effect, if you keep an eye on that, that could work out to a really nice little trade of about 18% there for BTT. So far so good. It's holding well, it's holding support, as you can see, the 0.382. So it's all good, just to reassure you. But again, I've given you breakdown targets there. If you start to lose them, you can't make that lower low, okay, because you are invalidating this reversal pattern that we've got going on here. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another update on BTT. Do take care, don't panic, and onwards and upwards we are in a bull market. Bye bye.